Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast here on Death Trap. Now Death Trap is one of these maps that I have not seen before, so I do not know what's going to be happening on this matchup, and I have no idea what the whole entire creep pattern is on this map. Anyways, the players are going to be Sai versus Yumiko. Sai spawning as the yellow human player over here at what I'll call the 7 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Yumiko spawning as this would be the blue Nightelf player over here at the 5 o'clock position. They did try to decide to confuse me just a little bit by changing their names. It's Black Kiara versus Five Sheep. So I'll just try to reference them as human versus Nightelf, and I will try to keep my mineral and Terran count and Terran talk to a minimum. A peasant now trying to move out, trying to clear away that sheep. Good job using that little pickaxe, trying to move that sheep, or sorry, that pig. Yeah, it's a pig. Move that pig a little bit back there. So currently we have 5 sheep opening up with what I believe to be an archmage, followed by a barracks. The archmage was sped built with that altar of kings, so that archmage will be able to move out and do some early creeping. Now this is part of a city tile set, and there are a lot of green camps, so that means that it will be very, very easy to do some creeping. And then after that initial creeping, there are some additional creeps over here and over here as well, right in this location. So those are the orange creeps, probably a 5-3-3 creep spawn. And now we see another farm being placed down, double building that barracks now in order to get that earlier footman. As this game continues, we do have that Archmage now on the move. Archmage, wow, it feels so different trying to keep track of WarCraft 3 instead of StarCraft 2, and now in comes this Archmage. Archmage does have, gonna try to creep out the Rock Golem camp over here and bringing over a lot of militia. So quickly trying to take down these Mud Golems and these Troll Berserkers as they do have normal armor, and then trying to just, I guess, tank off of that Rock Golem. So now that Rock Golem is gonna get surrounded by those militia. Militia will be able to take it down, and now a potion of greater mana, so a very, very nice quaffable potion in order to summon additional water elementals, 300 mana, so 2 water elementals right there. And at level 3, those water elementals will become very, very strong. Level 2 on that Archmage now, as that final creep camp has been cleared. Meanwhile, back over here, the Demon Hunter was moving out and grabbing the Gloves of Haste, so the Demon Hunter will be able to attack much more quickly. Not as powerful as a Blade Master with those Gloves of Haste, but the Demon Hunter is an agility hero, so will be able to do a lot of damage that way. Now going after that Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi taking some hits. No mana burn just quite yet, and I don't see any. Oh, there is misses, so he teched evasion first. Now, one of the questions that I often get about StarCraft 2 versus WarCraft 3 is, how come there's not as many tech changes in WarCraft 3? Well, the reason behind this is your heroes are really the center of your army. I believe there was a very, very long game between Moon and Grubby at BlizzCon 2010, and as I was watching that game, I had realized that Moon had done an uncharacteristical tech switch, going from Mass Huntresses into Druids of the Talon, and because Grubby had responded by getting a Shadow Hunter in that game instead of a Tauren Chieftain, he did not have the ability in order to get Stomp and Shockwave to handle those Druids of the Talon, and eventually that tech switch just completely overran him. But back to this game, the Night Elf player now coming in, trying to get some damage in, and this is going to be a very, very critical creepjack there as a detonation now coming in as well. Archmage now trying to fight back, and I do believe a Wand of Mana Stealing followed by a Mana Burn. Nicely done by Yumiko. Yumiko able to deal a lot of damage, and now all of these footmen are just being forced to pull back here as that Troll Warlord now trying to deal some damage as well. And now that Demon Hunter dealing a lot of damage very, very easily. One of those footmen down to 23 hit points, needs to escape. Is he going to try to deny it? Now just getting a little bit of padding there as that Archmage now taking some damage as well. Archers are focus firing on some of those footmen, and that footman needs to back off as a lot of damage has been dealt already. Archers now pulling back once again, getting caught up on a sheep a little bit more as those footmen now give chase, and now both sides trying to retreat as now militia being recalled to arms, and now perhaps we'll try to deal some damage over here once again. This is a 6-3-3 camp, so it will definitely give 5 sheep or Sai here at level 3 on his Archmage, and now in come these Archers dealing a lot of damage once again. Militia now being called over to try to deal with those Archers. However, the timer on those militia is very, very low. Those militia will be back in the peasant form in just a moment, and now goes one of those peasants, and now as that Demon Hunter tries to pull back once again, we do see that the level 3 Archmage is in play, does have a potion of greater healing, and will be able to continue to fight. However, just constantly losing mana, and that is going to be very, very hard for 5 sheep, as 5 sheep wants to be able to drop down those water elementals, dealing a lot of damage. And now peasants being called back and forth. Taking a look at 5 sheep's economy, 36 over 36 food. And now back over here, we now have a Pandirian Brewmaster, so that Breath of Fire early on will be able to deal a lot of damage towards these tightly grouped footmen. So will that damage be enough? And perhaps once again trying to do another push into here. That one that one Demon Hunter is sitting on a lot of mana and will be able to get off a lot of mana burns. And there we go, getting a nice Breath of Fire, dealing 70 damage across multiple footmen. Once again, down goes another footman here, and things are not looking good for Sai being forced to pull back once again. The Pandirian Brewmaster now trying to focus down some of those footmen down to 37 hit points. And will it get taken down? Yes, it will, as one archer able to escape with 5 hit points. So both sides trying to micro, doing a great job back and forth. Taking a look at the bases, yeah, not much really happening there. As back down over here, we do see that the archers are trying to deal some damage. Once again, a Breath of Fire would stop all of that healing. However, not enough. He does have enough mana. Don't know why he is not currently trying to get a Breath of Fire down, as now double Arcane Towers will be coming up, and that is going to be very bad for that Pandirian Brewmaster, as he will not be able to get Breath of Fires onto those peasants. And this expansion does look like it will be established here. Arcane feedback coming in from those Arcane Towers, not hitting any of those units that do have mana at this time, as one Water Elemental just dealing a lot of damage back and forth, trying to focus down onto that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter hiding in the back, and now this base will get up and running. Archmage is using a Clarity Potion, no Healing Scroll though, as now we are now trying to come around back over here, as this Demon Hunter now going to be pushing off over here, and now out of the range of those Arcane Towers, getting a nice mana burn once again. However, just in time, able to get off another one of those Water Elementals, as both sides trying to deal more damage, as this one footman down to 7 hit points. There is more damage going to be dealt, as one Water Elemental now trying to pull away once again. Will that Pandirian Brewmaster get off another Breath of Fire, as we are now going into dots. Druids of the Talon now being trained. Interestingly enough, I have not seen mass Druids of the Talon against a human player in quite some time, as it also is a very long time since I've casted a WarCraft 3 replay. Yeah, Merry Christmas to all of you who have been asking for a WarCraft 3 replay. This replay was pretty highly rated, so hopefully it does not disappoint. And you can tell by the progress meter that this is going to be a very long game. So Bandit's now taking some damage as well, trying to finish down that Brigand over there. And now down it goes. Tome of Intelligence most likely will be picked up by that Pandirian Brewmaster. No, not picked up, as that I guess it doesn't want any additional mana. So back over here, down goes a footman, as we now have a Tree of Life coming into play. The Tree of Life will try to, I guess, creep out and move into this location here. That Tree of Life is in an awfully curious location, as the Demon Hunter now moving its way over here. We do have the Ancient of War ready to do some tanking, and now the Archmage is just pretty much sitting here, not quite sure what it can do, trying to get a strong economy going, running off of 2 gold mines. And now we'll be able to just get up a lot of gold, and then perhaps tech to tier 3 a little bit later. He is teching the tier 2 currently, and now moving out with additional militia, perhaps to come into this area over here and try to creep. That would be a very dangerous proposition, as that is red creep, and now red creeps normally have an area effect attack. We now see moving back over here, perhaps trying to creep out this location, a Tobal Taskmaster with two Null Geomancers, which means that they will be casting slow, as one Water Elemental very low on hit points. Down it goes. Oh, I believe, yeah, it was, I don't know if it was taken down or not. I didn't see it that low on hit points. Anyways, Militia now coming back over here. Taskmaster is now stunning and bashing against these Water Elementals, as the Militia were able to finish off this particular creep camp, and now trying to fight back even further. So both sides playing, I guess, playing an RPG, and now getting just very high levels on top of these heroes. Level 3 onto that Demon Hunter, level 2 on that Pandirian Brewmaster, also has a wand of mana stealing as well, so that Breath of Fire will become even more deadly, as the Pandirian Brewmaster will get 1 additional, perhaps even 2 additional Breath of Fires, as the mana burn now coming in onto that Ogre Warlord. Tree of Life, and we're going to start tanking some damage there. Ogre Magi and all of these Troll Berserkers, Troll Trappers now trying to deal damage, and now in comes another, Brilliance Aura onto the Demon Hunter. Absolutely brilliant there, as that Pandirian Brewmaster will now benefit from even better than level 1 Arcane Aura. So if you did not know, Brilliance Aura level 1 on an Archmage does give 0.75 mana every second. Meanwhile, the Pipe actually gives 1 every game second, so that will be a little bit higher than the level 1 Brilliance Aura right now. However, no, not sold, and now using a Staff of Teleportation to head back down over here, we'll be able to get some damage in, perhaps even use, oh no, that wasn't even a Staff of Teleportation, that was a straight up Scroll of Town Portal to try to get back home, as we now have a Tree of Life trying to entangle this gold mine over here. Archmage now on the move, trying to run off to the north. This one archer could have been able to deal some damage over here, and now we can see that the Archmage trying to get some damage dealt onto this Tree of Life over here, as the Demon Hunter now giving chase, now going after this Water Elemental. Also comes in a very, very slow Ancient of War. In comes this one Water Elemental trying to get some damage, and now going to hide back over here. It does look like that Water Elemental will not be able to take down this entangling gold mine here. It does take some additional damage just because it is piercing, but I believe the regeneration or the building on that entangled gold mine is too high, and now we see one Wisp trying to run away from the Archmage over here. So both sides really playing with small armies, trying to stay in low upkeep, very, very critically, trying to stay in low upkeep, and just trying to get as much gold and as possible for the late game. So this will be a very, very long game here, as we now have a Hippogriff in play. So the Hippogriff in the air, obviously keeping track of expansions, and now we do have perhaps a tech to tier 3 and a Goblin Tinker perhaps coming in just a moment. I don't even need this. Are we at tier 3? No, we are now getting to tier 3, so it will be quite a while before that Goblin Tinker does come out. Druids of the Talon are out, but they are not even at the initiate, or sorry, they are at the initiate level, not even at the, is it the adept level? I'm not quite sure, as now we have another mana burn hitting that one Archmage, and now a lot of towers coming in. So 5 sheep or Sai just staying on top of this, trying to get as many towers in and making it very difficult for Yumiko to be able to push in anywhere. We do have the Archmage now currently in play, a Talisman of Evasion on him, as the army now makes its way for the main base, and the main base is pretty scarce at this time. We do see a Mountain King currently trying to be trained up as well, as the Pandurian Brewmaster back over here. We now see a Scroll of Town Portal may have been purchased by that Demon Hunter. No, just another Staff of Teleportation, so double Staffs of Teleportation, and I do not see any, any scrolls of Town Portal anywhere. Nice Breath of Fire trying to deal damage towards that Altar of Kings. Altar of Kings. Oh, mana burn onto that Mountain King. Now, Mountain King is getting slowed. A quick bolt over there, as we have that Dryad was able to get some slow damage in. Will that Demon Hunter be able to get us? Yes, off another mana burn. And now that poor Mountain King will reveal sight over here, as we now see multiple peasants now trying to repair. We do also see the Archmage now trying to come in, trying to deal some damage. Staff of Teleportation returning all the way home in order to get some damage back done onto that Archmage over here, as both sides just trying to deal damage, trying to fight back and forth. This one Dryad taking a lot of damage from that Arcane Tower, as that Dryad is relatively low on hit points and is unarmored as well. Back over here, we see the Demon Hunter trying to kill that one Footman over there, as a Mountain King may be able to come over and perhaps get a Stormbolt. No, does not have enough mana for that, as Black Kiara is currently just able to continue to mine out of this location here. Altar of Kings has been taken down. Perhaps another Breath of Fire will be able to come in, get more damage dealt, and now down goes that Arcane Tower, and now time to deal damage towards that one Guard Tower. And once that Guard Tower goes down, that will be very, very limited in terms of base defense at the main bases. We are now going into workshops for most likely mortar teams and those fragmentation shards in order to deal a lot of damage across that normal and those Dryads. A lot of peasants taking a lot of damage here, and now we are upgrading to tier 3. This one Pandurian Brewmaster trying to get 5 sheep or Sai into food block. However, 5 sheep doesn't need that many farms, as he's only sitting at 48 over 60 food. And now the main army sitting over here, only 1 workshop. So I suspect, a second workshop also being placed down as well. As both sides continue to fight, we do see now the Pandurian Brewmaster sitting at level 3, now going to continue to fight. The Pandurian Brewmaster does have that Brilliance Aura now, and now going after these towers over here. That is a lot of towers, getting another Breath of Fire, getting more damage dealt, and now this one Pandurian Brewmaster is in a little bit of trouble. It needs a rejuvenation. Stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Sai and Yumiko here on Death Trap.